Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's talk enemies we want to see in Mario Maker 2. So I was perusing around online and I found this really awesome artwork. This person, the user Sunsoft10 on the website GameFAQs made this, and I thought this was a tremendous mock-up of how enemies could look throughout different different worlds in Mario. So this was so cool to see. So credit goes to the user Sunsoft10 again. But it got me thinking of 10 enemies we want to see in Smash Bros. What? No, 10 enemies we want to see in Mario Maker 2. So I was just kind of looking at this. I mean, look at all this artwork. This is very good stuff. I mean, you got Pokies, you got the Dinos, you got Spike. I mean, there's a lot of good things in here. There's a few enemies on here that I will be talking about, but just wanted to show you a quick little mock-up of all this stuff. This is tremendous work. Very tremendous work. So, with that being said, let's jump into the first one. So, first enemy I'd love to see in Mario Maker 2. The Big Boo. I mean, he would work more of as a boss, a sub-boss sort of. I think there's so much room in Mario Maker for bosses and, fun little rooms that you can go through. And if you don't know how this guy works, the big blue boo, basically you got to throw blocks at him, hit him 3 times, and then he drops. So you can make fun little boss battles with him. Maybe, it comes flying across the stage, or maybe you could adjust his speed. That'd be kind of interesting to see. So, once you hit him, he kind of disappears for a little bit, kind of floats around, and then repositions to a different spot. But of course it'd be closed off into a little spot on the map, and it'd just be fun to see this guy come back as a little, as a boss. I mean, Boo, after all, one of the most iconic characters in Mario, especially Ghost House. Ghost House definitely could be using a few upgrades for specific characters for that particular theme. So yeah, Big Boo, definitely I would love to see this character come back, and maybe even, as a boss pretty much. So moving on to the next one. This one's pretty simple. We all know about all the bros. We already have Hammer Bro, and then Sumo Bro, and so there's quite a bit left. So first up, Fire Bro. Pretty simple. He chucks fireballs at you. Would be really cool. Pretty easy to implement. Make for a pretty, difficult character to get around, because like Hammer Bro, I know when I come across Hammer Bros online and playing on people's stages and he's just chucking hammers everywhere, can get a bit frustrating, especially if you spam the enemy. But Fire Bro, same thing. Hammer Bro's already in. Let's get Fire Bro in. So let's do that. Plus, it's pretty easy to, You know how when you shake enemies or blocks or whatever in Mario Maker and you get a brand new, iteration of whatever it might be? Do that with Fire Bro and, Boomerang Bro. So you shake the Fire Bro, boom, out pops Boomerang Bro. Of course, similar to a Hammer Bro, he's chucking a projectile, but of course this one would come back to him, and he could be up on a platform. Like if you could place him on a moving platform, like up and down vertical, and he chucks it, like say the platform's at the the height that it's going to be at, and he chucks it and the platform starts dropping, the boomerang would start arcing in a downwards formation coming back towards him, which would make for some pretty interesting stuff. You got to try to dodge it. I think this would be a very fun character to see in Mario Maker. So fingers crossed that we get more of the bros in here, Fire and Boomerang Bro, that is. So there you go, I got him on my list as well. Moving on, now he's a classic character, Chargin' Chuck. He's in Mario Party games, back from Super Mario World. I think was his first official appearance, if I'm not mistaken. But you can do all sorts of different things with Chucks. You got just Chargin' Chuck, you got the baseball throwing Chuck, you got the football kicking Chuck, you got the digging Chuck, where he chucks or he digs out like a boulder or a rock, and it kind of comes towards you. It could make for some pretty interesting platforming, absolutely, and just jumping off of, if there's indeed the football one or the digging Chuck, whatever it might be, you could do some very cool stuff with him. Plus, he's kind of, I know some people view this character more as a meme than anything, but I mean, this character is really awesome. He's got a really cool design, and I think Mario just the series just kind of needs to use this character a bit more than they have been. So let's maybe get Charging Chuck in Super Mario Maker. I mean, I believe he was back. I think I had him on this person had him on here somewhere. Let's see where Chuck is. Was Chuck on here? I don't know if he was. I don't remember all of them. Maybe Chuck wasn't on here, but. Yeah, you can still come up with mock images for any character for any different theme. You know, Mario Bros, Mario Bros 3, Mario World, 3D World, whatever it might be. You could do all sorts of. You can come up with that. And now moving on to the Fish and Boo. Now, one thing I've always thought that, like I said with the Ghost House, you know, we had Big Boo. The Ghost House just is missing so many iconic kind of features that comes with it. Fish and Boo would be a very fun character. Especially if you could kind of change whatever he's holding, you know, as you can see here, he's got the blue flame, but if you could maybe make it a mushroom or a power-up, or maybe some sort of, smaller enemy that he's holding, I think that'd be very interesting. It could make for some very crazy, chaotic levels, but hopefully in a good way, and don't just spam, thousands of these, even though people would. But, holding whatever different item, enemy that you could, I think would be a tremendous addition to any of the worlds, any of the Mario games, and yeah, he's definitely got some unique aspects to him that I think need to be brought back, and hopefully we get to see sometime in the future. So yeah, I got Fish and Boo on my list. Let's move on to this guy. Not a lot of people know this guy. The character's name is Ninja from Super Mario World. I believe he actually made an appearance in Super Mario Run, the mobile game. But this character is actually pretty interesting. So watch his little animation. So he does, I think, was it 2 small jumps? No. I think in the game, though, it's 2 small jumps, and then the third jump is a big jump. So be interesting if you placed a couple of these in a row, and maybe you changed up, the first one might jump small the first couple times, and then the second one might jump higher the second time, or whatever it might be. Just kind of, strange obstacles that you'd have to try to avoid, and it'd be pretty cool. And I think they have, like, when they jump, I'm pretty sure they jump side to side, and they have, like, bigger and smaller jumps that way as well. So it'd make a very unique enemy, and something you definitely have to keep your eye out for, and all that sort of stuff. So why not bring back some older Mario enemies? I think Ninja would be perfect. So yeah, let's get Ninja in here. All right, moving on, we have, of course, Pokey, the cactus. Of course, you can also, I was thinking about this when I was making the video, you could also do the, similar to how you could shake Fire Bro, and he'd become, or transform into a Boomerang Bro. For Pokey, you could shake him and he'd become that snow cactus, Snow Pokey. So he's got a couple different forms you can make use of in snow themes, but more specifically the desert theme. Pokey makes for a very interesting character. Hopefully you could build up the height of the character, because as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can get like different lengths of Pokeys. You can make some really tall ones just to kind of make them like an obstacle course of Pokeys. Would be kind of a fun stage to kind of go through. Just jumping off of them. And Mario, when he has the cape, can also, spin around next to the Pokey, and kind of just gets rid of or deletes or destroys a piece of Pokey's body. So very interesting enemy. You can make them very tall. You can make them very short. They would chase after you, and they're kind of the perfect desert area character, so I think he just makes a lot of sense. I would love to see Pokey myself, and I believe there was a mock-up of Pokey in here somewhere, so let me just check. There it is, right here. Look at that. So very similar to older styles. So you got the Mario Bros 3 and Super Mario World. So here's kind of like the mock-up how they would look. I think, come on, I would love to see Pokey. I know a lot of people would love to see Pokey as well. It's kind of, in a way, he's kind of his own classic, iconic character, so why not get that into Mario Maker too? I think it'd be perfect. But now moving to the next character I would love to see make a comeback is the classic little dinosaur himself, Rex. This guy would make for some excellent platforming. So if you don't know, once you bop this guy in the head, he becomes half his size, and he still runs around. So typical enemies, they'll chase you. This guy's pretty, he's somewhat quick, so he's He's always on your tail when he's trying to chase you down and stuff, but if you maybe drop some of these from the air, for like platforming stages in specific that I'm talking about here. So you drop one, bop on his head, maybe he lands on a little platform a little farther ahead of you, and then you got to finish him off and keep finishing your jump and keep moving forward. So Rex, another iconic character. I grew up with Super Mario World, so there's tons of enemies in there that I would love to see make a comeback in Mario Maker 2. But that's just me. So yeah, I hope we get to see Rex come back eventually. He's such a great character. I would love to see him as an enemy in Mario Maker 2. Now another one. This is another boss somewhat similar to Big Boo. I would love to see more sub bosses, more boss battles, more options. That's just what we want. More options. So Reznor, if you don't know how he works, Reznors are these little dinosaur rhino things, triceratops, that they're on this rotating platform. There's 4 of them, so you got to hit underneath the platform to pop them off, and they would fall down into the lava. So that would make a very interesting boss. Plus, if you could change the time limit that you would have to knock these Reznors off their platform, it could make for some intense sort of gameplay. And plus, in some of the Reznor battles, the bridge that Mario stands on, if you were able to actually make that bridge start disappearing after a certain amount of time, the Reznors would be extremely, extremely challenging and a very fun boss enemy that you could throw into Mario Maker 2. So, yeah, plus, castle stages, whatever stages you want to put them in. I guess he'd fit better for castle stages or fortress stages if people are up to that sort of stuff. But hey, Reznor, I think, deserves a little comeback, and it would be great to see in the game. So let's move on to, I think, the last character I want to see, which is actually kind of 2 in 1. It's the Dino Rhino and the Dino Torch. So if you don't know how these work, somewhat similar to Rex. When you jump on the Dino Rhino is the big one. So when you jump on the Dino Rhino, it splits into two smaller versions of itself, which are called Dino Torches. So these Dino Torches periodically stop and breathe fire. Now, and the flame, as you can see, has got pretty good range on it. So you got something, and he shoots up and down and left to right. So that'd be something to definitely watch out for. And if you made a stage, just a bunch of crazy Dino Rhinos everywhere, and you got to bounce on them, and all these Dino Torches keep popping out all over the ground, and hey, that would make for some crazy gameplay right there in itself. So yeah, for me, Dino Rhino, again, there's a lot of Super Mario World enemies in here, but I grew up with that, and I would love to see some of these enemies come back, because they got some unique characteristics and would make for some very good gameplay. So for that being said, this one is coming to an end for me. Those are just 10 enemies I would like to see. Again, let me know what you guys think. What enemies would you like to see in the game for Mario Maker 2? But yeah, that is it for this one. Nothing more to say. Then I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we catch you on the next one.